joined now by the host of Special Report on the Fox News Channel, Bret Baier. Good morning to you, Bret.
Good morning.
So, just before we get into the serious news of the day, we were just having this conversation about how you make news decisions. And, we struggled with it a little bit because there was this news out there which, made the Twitterverse just go apoplectic and the internet lit up. And obviously it was trending everywhere, so people were interested in it. However, it just seemed like it was sort of not a big news story when there were other things going on. I'm speaking, of course, about the Justin Bieber arrest.
Yeah.
Now, was Special Report a Bieber-free zone yesterday?
Not completely Bieber-free. We have this thing at the end of the A block called Outside the Beltway,
right,
where I check in with affiliates, what they're covering, Fox affiliates around the country. And we usually put in some pop culture stuff in there, depending on what those affiliates are covering. And a lot of the Fox affiliates obviously were covering the Bieber story, so I think it was, a 15-second.
And I'm not criticizing because I think that's what it deserved. But it's one of those things you really struggle with as a journalist, isn't it? People are talking about it, and one of the definitions of news is the stuff that people are talking about that is interesting.
That's true. It's very true, and it is a balancing act, and you kind of have to see what is news of that day. I'm not saying that any pop culture story doesn't rise to the level. There have been several that have risen to the level of taking over a whole show. That Michael Jackson story, other stories. That Notre Dame kid about the make-believe girlfriend.
Manti Te'o. Sure.
That got to the level of being covered, and you have to kind of, weigh it, and you also have to weigh what else is going on. Right now, we have so much going on that it's pretty easy to stick a 10-second reader someplace to just say, hey, this happened. Just make sure you know about it. But
we're moving on. That's right. Yeah.
Meanwhile, here's a story that we wish would get the kind of coverage that Justin Bieber gets, and that's the Benghazi story, which, of course, it continues to pop up. New revelations continue to come in, and now I see Fox News has a new poll. Tell me about it.
Yeah, there's new polls out, and they suggest that, this is not going away. And other polls that have asked the Benghazi question find things that are similar. Our poll finds that 60% of the respondents blame